I'm the type of person that no amount of proof is proof enough for me, and no matter how many times I pull the same cards out of multiple different decks, I still don't quite believe you. I can throw bones, I could throw runes, I could sit here and scry, I can sit here and use a pendulum and channel and automatic write, and every fucking time I could get the same answer and it still won't be enough proof for me. Okay, and now there's a new type of confirmation in the mix, and it's TikTok and TikTok scrolling, and one can argue that's just the algorithm and the stuff that you interact with, right? But I have been feeling a lot of Medusa energy around lately, like a lot of Medusa energy around. This started happening for me a couple of months ago, and I kind of acknowledge it and let it go, right? Because to me, I have my deities, I have my pantheon. I don't particularly have any interest in working with the Greek gods and goddesses for no particular reason. Okay, it's hard enough for me to keep up with the Kemetic gods, and it's hard enough for me to dedicate myself to all these spirits that I work with. So for me, having the Greek pantheon reach out to me was a lot, because it wasn't just Medusa that reached out to me, it was multiple deities from the Greek pantheon, and they were doing this for a while, and I kept kind of brushing them off, like, oh, okay, thanks for saying hi, thanks for stopping in, I acknowledge your presence, thank you. And I didn't want to hear from them, I didn't want to talk to them, I didn't want to work with them, and they just keep coming, like one after the other, and I'm just like, okay, thank you for stopping by. And I keep doing this, and I keep going back to work with, the Kemetic gods, and it just keeps coming back. And today, something real crazy happened, and again, I got this sense of Medusa energy, and I opened TikTok for the first time in a couple days, and the first reading video that I saw was this girl who said, Hecate is passing over the torch to Medusa to lead you, and, if you choose to work with Medusa, blah, blah, blah. And I kind of always take TikTok readings with a grain of salt, because, I know that they're for the collective, they're not for me, as one should understand. But the thing is, I know that there's always going to be like a little nugget in there that's just for you, like just a little nugget, just a little sentence, a little catchphrase or something. And I knew that was for me, and I knew that was hella directed towards me, because I had been getting so many signs that Hecate was around me for so long, and I just kept going, thanks for stopping by, thanks for stopping by, pleasure seeing you again, you look lovely, by the way. And sometimes I just gotta laugh and say, all right, what do you have to say? All right, what do you have to say? And this has been the same thing with so many spirits that have come and gone in my life, because just because they're reaching out to you, just because they have something to say, just because they want you to work with them on one thing or another, doesn't mean they want to be in your life forever, right? Doesn't mean that they want you to devote yourself to them. It doesn't mean that you need to, work with them for years or anything. It could just be the smallest thing, right? For whatever reason, that spirit is reaching out to you today. And I have learned to just let go of the reins and just, okay, what do you have to say? What do you have to say? So I want to know, Medusa, if you're here, if you're around me, if you are with me and my collective, what do you have to say to us? Because I know you're here, I know you're everywhere, I know you're always around me, and I don't be interacting with any Medusa content. I don't be liking Medusa tattoos. I don't do anything. I don't look it up. But it finds me, and it keeps finding me, and that can, one can argue that the algorithm is just like, you might be one of these girlies. You might be one of these Medusa girlies, and you're not wrong, but I'm not looking it up. I'm not looking for it. I'm not liking it. I'm not engaging with it. So I'm just going to trust the process here and see if Medusa has anything to say to me, to us, because today I got the itch to start making jewelry again. And I have this really cute snakeskin pendant that I never fucking knew what to do with. I've had it for years. And I got the little itch today of like, hey, you should do something with that. Hey, you should do something with that. Hey, I have an idea. Hey, I have an idea. Hey, I know exactly what you should do with that. But I'm getting this sense of just shut up and pull a card. So, 7 of Pentacles, 3 of Wands reversed, 10 of Cups, Page of Pentacles at the bottom. Hold, please. This is a direct stab at me. This wasn't for the collective. This is a direct stab at me. This is 1000% Medusa. So let me share with you, since you're here, since you're along for the ride. The other day, I asked my husband his thoughts on skydiving, because I said, I have always wanted to skydive. Like, I want to skydive so bad. It is my biggest dream to fly. I have always, since I was a little kid, had dreams of flying. I just want to fly. I want to know what it feels like to fly. And I'm the type of person that I probably shouldn't stand too close to a cliff because I believe I could fly off of it, right? And I told him I think that skydiving would be the most amazing feeling in the entire world. Not cliff jumping, skydiving, okay? Because it's the closest any human being can get to the feeling of flying without a machine. Because think about it, as humans, the only way that we can get the feeling of flying is with a machine, some type of motorized vehicle, right? And I don't want to go 150 on the freeway just to feel free, right? That's dumb. I have 2 kids. But safely skydiving out of an airplane, okay? And hear me out. It is more likely that everything will be okay and I will safely land on the ground than anything happening with the parachute, okay? And the only thing stopping me is that, like, it costs money. I don't know where to do it, and I would like for someone to go with me, because if I went by myself, that's a little nuts to just like be like, hey, watch my kids for an afternoon. I got something I gotta go do. It might come to that one day. One day, maybe I'll just fucking go dark for like 24 hours and tell everybody I need me time, and I just go skydiving and don't take pictures and don't tell anyone about it, because I just need that. I need it for me, right? So Medusa is specifically telling me, while you're waiting for the opportunity to jump, life is passing you by. Because you're putting all your time into your family, you're putting all your time into being a family man, and you're making excuses and putting your family in the line of fire as the reason that you're not doing the things that you want to do, as the reason that you're not exploring and going on adventures and taking risks. Underneath that is the 4 of Cups reversed, the 2 of Wands reversed. It is of my own doing that I sit here in discontentment and bored and waiting and not doing things and not taking risks and not going on adventures and not traveling. And, you know, I was talking to my husband the other day. I was like, honestly, what's stopping us from opening up another credit card and just taking a random trip and just having a good time, right? Like, debt's not going anywhere. We're already in debt. Fuck it. We might as well just go have a good time while we're at it. And he was like, yeah, no, I'm not doing any of that. I'm not doing any of that. And he's so sensible, and he's like so wonderful and level-headed. And, you know, here I am, like, I just want to fly. You know, I just want to fly. I just want to feel something. I just want to be who I want to be. And I feel like I'm just like caged because I feel like I have all of this movement in me that I can't put anywhere, and it just turns into this pent-up discontentment. Fuck. So that was Medusa. Thanks for joining me on this roast, and thank you for Medusa for the reading. Hey, Okay, so I just did a reading last video, a Medusa reading, and it was like literally just Medusa roasting me, and I thought I was done with it, and at the very last fucking second I pulled off the bottom card, which was the Three of Pentacles reversed, and it's Medusa saying like, hey, you're not working well with others. You're not getting the fucking lesson, right? You're not getting the lesson. There's something standing in your way, and it's you not wanting to work with others. And I have been told this many, many times, and I even had this conversation with my husband today about how I don't work well with others, and I don't want to work well with others. And Medusa's literally like, that's the lesson. That's the lesson, dummy. You're never going to move forward if you can't figure out this lesson and do something with it and get out of your shell and move. And underneath that was the Nine of Cups and death. She literally said, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. So why don't you flip that on its head and get a different result and start something new? Give me a second. Let me shuffle these back into the deck and let me see what kind of follow-up message we get for that. Sorry if you're new here. My name is Star. Hi, nice to meet you. I'm a tarot reader for all intents and purposes. I like to call myself a card slinger because I don't take myself too seriously, and usually I just read for myself. But if you would like to stick along for the ride, feel free. Because collective energy is a mirror, right? So sometimes something in my reading will resonate for you. Sometimes something in your reading will resonate for me. That's because we are all one. So Queen of Cups at the bottom. Overall energy that I am not seeing is that my emotions are running away with me. Running away with me. That's all I hear in my head. I don't even know what song that is. Running away with me. There's that Four of Cups again. Open up this Queen of Cups, please. This is Queen of Cups. I heard, you know exactly what that Queen of Cups is. You just said it. You don't even have to clarify that. You don't even need cards. See, this is why I can't stand reading fucking tarot on video, because they always do this to me. It doesn't matter what spirit it is. They always do this to me. You don't even need the cards. You don't even need the cards. I know I don't need the cards, but here I am with the cards, okay? Because the cards get me to read. So either I read with the cards or I don't read without the cards, okay? Take it or leave it. Take the win. Okay, so what I'm hearing is, she said take those cards because I was about to push them back. Four of Cups. Four of Pentacles. Two of Swords. Wheel of Fortune. Oh, there it is. There it is. It's always there. It's always fucking there. There's one more I can feel sticking out. Actually, that's a good chunk. So I just take the whole chunk. Because, you know, fuck else am I gonna do here? Sitting here at 4 o'clock in the morning reading cards for myself. Okay, so after the Lovers, we had the 10 of Swords reversed, Empress reversed, Hierophant reversed, naturally Ace of Pentacles reversed, 9 of Pentacles reversed. I know what you're thinking. Star, your deck is upside down. No, lovey. No, lovey, it's not. Look at that. Look at that. 2 of Pentacles and the Tower reversed. All right. All right, loud and clear. Hold, please. Also, I will note that I set the deck down in such a way that it's like splayed out. And when I look at it, you can see the Ace of Swords peeking out there. So this is literal clarity, literal communication. That's literally saying this is exactly what you think it is. You're bang on. This is exactly what you think it is. The message is exactly what you're getting. You're bang on. Spot on. Okay. Let's just riff. So, Queen of Cups reversed. Oh, I hear it. It was just my imagination running away with me. Just my imagination running away with me. Alright, something. My thoughts and my feelings being a projection, being out of balance, something that I'm holding on to. Look at that. Literally, I just said out of balance. Two of Swords over here, reversed. Something that I'm holding on to. I'm getting clever. Baggage that I'm holding on to. Throwing me off balance. Keeping me stuck in the cycle. I literally made a post today that said, I feel like I'm stuck in a fucking circle. I keep repeating the same cycle over and over. Stuck in the fucking cycle. Miscommunication, discontentment in all aspects of my life. In my balance, in my relationships with myself, with my spirits, with my communication, not being able to sow seeds moving forward, not being able to sow seeds because it is winter, child. It is winter, child, rest. Everything rests in winter. Again, feeling out of balance. Twos may be significant. There it is again. That Three of Wands, Nine of Cups. Following the Tower reversed. It's not so much a surprise. That you're not moving toward your wish fulfillment anymore. You're keeping yourself here. You're keeping yourself stuck in this cycle on purpose. Me speaking, channeling. It's not so much a surprise anymore that you're stuck in this cycle. You're very well aware of it. You've seen it multiple times. You've acknowledged it multiple times. You have the steps to move forward. You have the knowledge to move forward and break out of what it is you need to do. You hear the guidance. Oh, sharp ringing in the ear, baby. Oh, goddamn. That was like a knife in my right ear. You have everything you need. And you know that you're... She's giving me the skydiving talk again. You know that you're safe and protected if you decide to jump. But the thing is, you know in your heart that all you really want is to fucking jump. But because you will not take the leap, you will not find the courage to just do it with or without somebody, it's causing you to feel trapped in everything that you do, in every job that you are in every school that you go to, in every relationship that you're in every conversation that you're in. This feeling of wanting to jump, of wanting to fly, runs so deep that it is literally seeping out of you in every minute of the day, and everything that you do. You could be making a sandwich feeling like you're gonna jump out of the fucking window because you're not allowing yourself that feeling of freedom, of just jumping, because you just want to jump. You just want to know what it feels like. You just want to fly, but you just keep staring at the weight on your ankle that you put there. You're holding the key in your hand, looking at the ankle weight, going, I bet that would feel really nice to fly. Yeah. We're back to the Seven of Pentacles, confirmation of the message. Get a better grip on your emotions. But I'm going to have to do a part 3 to clarify this one, because that's not it. It's not over. part 3 of my Medusa message. If you're still here, welcome back. If you are just joining us, my name is Star. So, this is telling me it's not so much about getting a handle on your emotions. It's, oh my God, really? It's about, I say this all the fucking time, and I've said this for years. It's about being like a rock in water, letting everything flow around you. It's how I learned to meditate. I think I got that from, what was it, the Headspace app? Like, imagine you're a rock in the river, unmoving, but all of your feelings, all of your thoughts are rushing around you like a river. Sometimes they move faster, sometimes they move slower, but they are always moving, and you are always still. And the thing is, you are unmovable by this water. This water cannot move you. It can shake you. It can rough you up a little bit. It can splash against you really hard. It can maybe bring things that hit you. It can scare you. But at the end of the day, the water cannot move this big unmovable rock. In this argument, it's a big rock, okay? And it can be the same analogy as being a car stuck in traffic, right? See the traffic move around you. Pretend that the traffic, the other cars, are your thoughts and feelings, right? This is saying you are unmovable. It's not that you're putting up a wall the way that I would normally see this card, because that was initially what I was going to say, and I literally heard, it's not the wall. It's not about a wall. You keep thinking there's something you're fighting against, or something that you need to fight through, or something that is still chasing you. Remember, this Nine of Wands is the wounded warrior energy. You think that you're still running, you think that you're still fighting, but it's gotten to the point that you realize that you're only fighting yourself. And what makes this so hard is that you're really trying to grow. Like, you're really trying to grow, but that's what makes this fight so pertinent and so potent. It's that you're fighting against yourself. You think that if you put a name on it, if you put a face on it, right? Like, I'm seeing an image of like somebody putting a picture on a dartboard, you think that if you put a name and a face to the feeling, that it makes it easier. You keep searching for the reason, you keep searching for the cause, you keep searching for the thing to fix. If I find the trigger, I can fix it. If I find the root, right, I can just rip the root out. If I find the thing, right? And there is no thing. The issue is not external. I can't get away from it. That's why I shuffled, because the Two of Wands was at the bottom again. The root is not external, it is internal. It is your need to move. It is your need to go. It is your not listening to yourself. The Two of Wands is that image of her, holding the globe. Look, I've never seen that before. Is she drawing a picture? I can't see, it's dark in my room. Well, there's a picture of like a little bus, right, with a surfboard. She really wants to go, because the Three of Wands picture in this deck is of her holding a surfboard, standing there holding a surfboard, right? So she really wants to go. She knows that she wants to go. She's making plans. She's, put this stick down, picked up this stick. She's looking out the window, maybe looking up weather patterns, right? Like, really making plans to go. And I even heard this in a reading that I was just watching about, like, you may have plans to move, but you don't have such flushed out plans that you know where you're moving yet. Like, you know that you're moving, you know that you want to move, you know that you're going, but you don't know where you're moving. You don't know when you're moving. You don't know where the money's coming from. Like, you have nothing planned, you have nothing lined up, but you know you're going, you know you're moving. And what I'm getting here from this is that it's just that internal fucking need to move. It's that internal need to go. And for me, I always thought it was running. I always thought I was running because that's what I've always done. That was my method of coping, was running away from confrontation, running away from communication, running away from relationships, running away from growing up, running away from finishing something, right? That was my coping method, was running. So when I feel this feeling of needing to run, for me it feels like I need to stop and look at it and go, what am I running from? And I can always find something that I think I'm running from. If I sit there and I think long enough, I can find something. I can always trace something back, why I'm running, what am I running from. But whenever I tell people that I'm a runner, they say, you know, what are you running towards? And it's like, I've never had an answer to that. I'm not running towards anything. I don't have a goal. I don't have an end goal. To me, I'm the type of person that it's like the journey is the destination, right? And I know that that's probably super cheesy and that's a terrible way to live because you're never going to feel fulfilled. I don't know. I'm still sitting here feeling like I need to fucking skydive for some reason. We can call that a midlife crisis. We can call that postpartum. We can call it whatever you want. But at the end of the day, I really want to fucking skydive. And I really, really couldn't believe that my husband didn't want to. You know, he was like, no, I'll be safely on the ground watching you skydive. And I was like, what? You don't want to skydive with me? And that blows my mind because as a human, how do you get that feeling? Doesn't everyone want that feeling of flying? Like when I learned to surf, that was the most freeing feeling that I've ever had in my life, is being one with nature in that way. And now that I've had that feeling of being one with the water, I want to be one with the air, right? Like I'm one with the ground on a regular basis. I'm constantly walking. I can walk everywhere. I can run, you know, I can plant things. I have a million plants. Like I am more connected to the earth than anything, but I really, really, really want to be connected to the air, you know? But there's this feeling of, yeah, that's what I was going to say. Wow. That's what I was going to say. There's this feeling of like fizzling out, of like, what happened to me? You know? And it's not so much what happened to me, where did I go, who am I, you know, what happened? It's looking at yourself in a new light, like, hey, I'm different now. I woke up different. I am changed from the experience. There's something going on that you're not quite seeing. I always like to think of the moon card with the phrase, the moon knows all my secrets, and I don't really fucking know what that means at all. But it's always been in my head, the moon knows all my secrets, and I guess you can argue that it means, you know, I stay up late at night and the moon watches everything that I do and nobody else does, and no human knows the things about me that the moon does. I'm not the type of person to sit here and talk to the moon, but the moon is always up when I am too. But there is something about the spirits watching you too, watching me too, right? One can argue. Something about the spirits watching and saying, do you see that? That's one card. Spirits, ancestors. Yeah, I do a lot of ancestor work. I made an ancestor deck, if you guys don't know. So let's pause and see if we can get a card from the ancestor deck. Because apparently the ancestors are feeling left out of this conversation. This is my ancestor deck. I'm not going to shuffle it because I'm running out of time. I'm just going to pick one. Undeserved victory. Did you really work for this? Okay. Someone is studying you perhaps a little too much. Oh God. Do you feel like your family is breaking? We're not going to talk about that. A gift of love is coming. Are you ready for it? All right. All right, ancestors. I just did a video that I never posted about opening my heart to love and all this shit about my husband's family making me feel fuzzy feelings and shit.